All right, welcome back. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most critical and honestly least understood systems in your entire home. So let's just jump right in.
So let me kick things off with a question for you. What is the single biggest, most relentless battle that's being fought for you day in and day out that you probably have no idea is even happening? The answer might surprise you. It's the one that's going on all around you, in your attic, down in your basement, and right behind your walls, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, every single day, your home is in this constant struggle, almost like it's defending its territory against the outside world. We're talking blistering heat, bone-chilling cold, suffocating humidity, and this fight, it never, ever stops. And that's where this explainer comes in. Think of this as your personal battle plan. We're going to arm you with the inside scoop you need to not just understand this fight, but to actually win it. Every great battle has a hero. And in this story, it's the quiet, hardworking guardian of your home's comfort. An unsung hero, really. We are, of course, talking about your HVAC system. That stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. I mean, it is hands down the single hardest worker in your home. It's in charge of controlling the temperature, the humidity, and literally the quality of the air that you breathe. And just how hard is it working? Well, think about this for a second. In a place with really demanding weather, like Michigan, for example, a single HVAC system might have to deal with a temperature swing of over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. You go from brutal, freezing winters to these scorching, humid summers. That is an absolutely incredible amount of stress to put on any machine. So to really understand the forces at play here, let's zoom in on a real-world battlefield. We're going to use Livonia, Michigan as our case study, a place where the climate itself is a pretty tough opponent. And what's wild is that the battle completely changes with the seasons. It's like fighting two different wars every year. In the winter, the furnace is running nonstop, just trying to keep that biting cold out. But then, come summer, the air conditioner has to fight off not just the high heat, but also that really intense humidity, which makes it work so much harder. But get this, it's not just about the temperature. There are all these other hidden enemies that can add to the fight based on where you live. In a place like Livonia, you've got shifting clay soil that can actually damage the system's foundation. You've got high humidity from nearby rivers that makes things rust faster. Older homes, they often have leaky ducts that just bleed energy. And something as simple as cottonwood seeds floating in the air can clog up the outdoor unit, basically strangling it. Okay, so your system fights hard, but sometimes it takes a hit. And when it does, it starts sending out distress signals, like an SOS. The trick is just knowing how to read them. So let me ask you, is your HVAC system trying to tell you something? Because those little annoyances, the weird noises, the odd smells, they aren't just quirks. They are vital messages about its health. They're like little communications from the front line of that battle. For instance, does the air coming out of your vents feel kind of weak, almost like a limp handshake? That is a classic sign that something is definitely off. Or what about weird smells? You ever notice a musty or maybe a burning smell when the system kicks on? Trust your nose on this one. That is a crystal clear warning signal. And then there's the big one, your energy bills. If they're suddenly shooting through the roof for no obvious reason, that is your system screaming for help. It's telling you it's losing the efficiency battle and it's working way, way too hard. So what do all those signals actually mean? Well, that noisy clanking sound, it could be a major part about to fail. Uneven cooling from room to room, that often points to leaky ductwork. If you see water pooling around your AC unit, that's a big sign of a clogged drain. And furnace problems? Well, that could mean a cracked heat exchanger, which, and this is serious, can be a carbon monoxide risk. Sooner or later, pretty much every homeowner faces this big, expensive question. Do I pay to repair my aging system again, or is it finally time to just replace the whole thing? Well, there's actually a super powerful little tool that can help you decide. It's called the $5,000 rule. It's basically a simple formula that cuts right through all that uncertainty and helps you make a smart financial call. It keeps you from pouring good money into a system that's on its last legs. Here's exactly how it works. It's so simple. You just take the age of your system in years and you multiply it by the estimated cost of the repair. So for example, let's say you've got a 12-year-old AC unit and the repair is going to cost about $500. Okay, so you multiply 12 by 500 and you get $6,000. Since that number is over the $5,000 threshold, the rule suggests that replacing it is probably the smarter long-term investment. Now, knowing when to replace your system is huge, for sure. But the ultimate victory, the real way to win this battle, is to shift your entire mindset, to go from just reacting to problems to proactively preventing them in the first place.
See, there are really two kinds of homeowners. You've got the reactive owner who waits for a breakdown, then makes those panicked emergency calls in the middle of a heat wave and always gets hit with expensive surprises. But on the other side, you have the proactive owner. They schedule annual tune-ups, they plan ahead, they enjoy lower energy bills, and most importantly, they have a reliable system they can count on when they need it most.
And here it is, your simple checklist to become that proactive owner. First, schedule those seasonal tune-ups, spring for the AC, fall for the furnace. Second, regularly replace your air filters. It is the easiest, cheapest thing you can do. Third, start planning for a replacement once your system hits that 15-year mark. Don't wait for it to die. And finally, remember this pro tip. The best time to buy a new system is during the off-season, fall or spring, to get much better pricing and avoid that peak season rush.
So, really, it all comes down to this. Your comfort today absolutely matters. But it's the planning you do that really protects your peace of mind, your wallet, and your home's hardest working defender in the long run. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. The next time a big heat wave or a sudden cold snap rolls in, is your home's defender properly equipped, maintained, and truly ready for its next battle?